Hey everyone, my name is Mark from MyCondoPro. Today I have the pleasure to have Jason Lam, Vice President of the Single Development, and we're talking about a little bit exciting. So Jason, how are you today?
I'm good, Mark. Thank you for having me. Thank you for everyone that's tuning in to watch this interview. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited too. So, we've been talking about the last project. We've been sitting here together. We're talking about the 199 Church. It's really success story. Also, we talked about 55 Mercer. This is all done by Single. So Single is actually one of my favorite developers. They always deliver on time, and they have something that's very special that I think most developers in Toronto cannot do it. So I leave to Jason to talk about the Single.
Okay, I think what you're going to say was 0 days of intro.
Yes, that's very.
I'll get to that momentarily. So again, thank you for tuning in. Centercourt's been in the business for 10 years, and we've accomplished just a tremendous feat after feat in such a short amount of time. There's a number of players in the business that have been around for 30, 40, 50 years. And for us, in our short time in the industry, we've brought out 16 launches, and we're about to embark on our 17th launch. And Mark, you're such a big name in the business. You know that most builders only get 2 or 3 launches in 10 years, maybe 4, maybe 5 as you get a bit bigger. But to be in the 16, 17 category shows how active we are as a developer. Again, some of the key things that we value. We're a fully vertically integrated development company, meaning that we have construction in-house, sales and marketing in-house, so we get to control. You said that we build on time. So having the ability to control that from our end rather than depend on someone else is literally the world of difference. We've had 0 days of interim occupancy, so for those of you that don't know what that means there's no phantom rent, and when you get your keys, the first day you get your keys is final closing. Traditionally what that means is you're not moving into a construction zone, right? Your amenities are ready, your lobby is ready. So those are big important things for our buyers that they value. And 0 canceled projects, which is a big one, right?
Of course.
16 for 16 so far, and fully zoned. We're always zoned when we come to market, and 8 Wellesley is no different. So it's important that whether it's Centercourt or not, that the viewers as well as yourself, when you put your hard-earned money and your efforts to invest in or purchase a pre-construction condominium or a home, it's important to align with a developer that takes this incredibly seriously, that has the know-how, the expertise, and the scale to execute. And I would say that we've done it better than most people in the industry.
Absolutely, I agree with that. That's why you guys are my favorite. Always supporting each other, for this kind of project. Yeah. So, talking about, we have a really interesting year of 2020. So, first from the May actually, we've been dramatically higher for our business. And what do you think as a developer for 2021?
Well, before we get into 21, you made some pretty key facts, key points there. We saw a huge rebound in 2020
yes.
After basically as June onwards, we saw year-over-year increase in transactions, year-over-year increase in average sold price. Pre-construction market was on fire between July, like Q3, Q2, Q3, and we saw a lot Q3 in particular, and right into Q4. And then again, I think once we get through this, because we will, people are going to go back to thinking about affordability. They're going to go back to being close to everything, and that's when downtown really takes over.
Yeah, 100%. Downtown is not downtown, it's no doubt.
That's right.
Location. It's the best location. To talk about the location, Yonge and Wellesley.
That's right.
Yeah, so personally, I've been involved in Yonge and Wellesley. I've been selling in Yonge and Wellesley for 5 years, more than 5 years. I sold around counting my history, maybe around 200 units have been sold in the past 5 years. So I'm excited, Single to bring one of the most luxury and most better location, 8 Wellesley, right? So that's that in the subway. So how do you think about the location as a developer, purchasing the land and selling in the market?
Yeah. Well, look, if anyone that's followed Centercourt, Centercourt.com, you'll see in our portfolio that we always value location, right? We value the fundamentals that make the location the most important thing, which is high unemployment, right? Public transportation, institutions, infrastructure. Those are elements that don't go out of style. They actually become more in demand, and they're actually that much more important as time goes on and as we continue to grow. And 8 Wellesley sits at the top of that list when it comes to the best location we've ever brought. And that tells you something, right? I think we've brought in a number of awesome, projects, great locations, but when we can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that this is the best location, I think that really sums up a lot of the themes that we're about to discuss, which is, across the street. So the location is Yonge and Wellesley on the northwest side. Again, that's the northwest side of Yonge and Wellesley. Across the street, you've got the subway. Call it, 100 steps, 200 steps. You're at the front door. Once you walk through that subway door, you've got access to the rest of the city. You got access to all types of opportunities. But the beauty about the location, as you mentioned, is the minute you set foot outside the door, everything is walkable, right? We don't need a car, an Uber, a bike. We don't need any of that. We can go to Yorkville, which is just to the north, 700 meters. To the west, you know this, University of Toronto, the downtown campus, the most, the #1 ranked university in Canada, the most recognized university institution on the world, on an international scale, in terms of, when they think of Canadian universities. You've got Ryerson University, 700 meters away. You've got Yonge and Dundas Square, which is not much further, pretty much the same location. Location is everything, and we're spoiled, because when we talk about Centercore projects, it's always close to subway. I feel like we're always saying the same thing, and you almost don't even appreciate it until you actually walk the site. If you walk to the site and you take a walk to Yorkville, to U of T, to Ryerson, you realize how close you are. And I think that's really the most important thing. Is a lot of people talk about downtown, a lot of people say 416, but there's only one downtown.
Yes.
And if it doesn't include Yonge Street, it's not true downtown.
Always Yonge Street.
Yes, the heart of our city.
Yeah, of course. So talking about this building, 8 Wellesley, talking about the location, can you give us a little bit introduction about the building itself? What kind of amenities, how high, how tall?
Absolutely. So our building has a lot of themes from the exterior to the interior. We drew a lot of themes from Yorkville in particular, because we're so close, and naturally I think a lot of the people living in the building are going to gravitate towards that type of lifestyle, that profile. So the building is 55 stories tall. We house 599 opportunities. Once we sell this, once we build it, you're never going to get a chance to buy it again. It's just that rare to bring a site like this to the market, to assemble it, to piece it together. And from an amenity standpoint, I'm glad you asked this question. We've got over 21,000 square feet. For those of you tuning in, it's hard to conceptualize what that is. We had a really come to Jesus moment. We really focused on functional, practical layouts that people are actually going to use. Rather than have a bunch of little things, we thought we'd take 2, 3, 4 things that were important and just allocate a huge amount of space. So the first is going to be a shared co-working space in an environment where we're working from home a lot more. Again, your condominium suite is not the limitation, right? You've got amenity space that really lend itself to your use, and it's a part of your unit. So we've got a huge, beautiful, elegant co-working space, functional. We've got a 6,000 square foot gym, so it's a huge, it's a whole floor. 24 hours a day access. Again, post-COVID, this is the demographic that I think we're aligning with: people that want to be fit, people that are young, people that are dynamic, people that work hard, people that are always on the go. I think this building, when it's ready in 2025, will be one of the most highly sought-after buildings in the downtown core. Brand new, great location, insane amenities, and brought to you by one of the most most reliable developers in the city.
Yes, absolutely. So people always get excited with this kind of project. When do you think you're going to be launching this project?
We're going to be launching very soon. We're targeting Q1 of 2021. We'll see how things play out, but I think we're looking at January. And again, you're going to call Mark, you're going to call MyCondoPro, and he's going to give you everything you need to know about the market, about our building, about our reputation, the track record, and more importantly, an opportunity to purchase at 8 Wellesley.
Yes. So if you're interested about 8 Wellesley, definitely contact me, and my contact information is below. So thank you, Jason, for your time.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for everyone tuning in.